So, hello, everybody. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Uh, what the heck is numerology? So, welcome to Healing Numbers 22. I'm intuitive numerologist Sue Coffin. I'm here with my co host, Sarah Welch, who is a clarity coach. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Sue. I'm so excited to be doing this with you again.
I know. I know. We had so much fun last time, didn't we? So the goal for this live is to help people to understand the individual numbers and what their characteristics and their essences are with that. So it's really important that if you're watching to leave comments, because that's what we go off from, right? We don't know what's the reason we're doing this show is for the people who are watching and who have questions. So please put your questions in, either numerology question or coaching question. Yes, and
If you're here, let
any
us know.
comments.
Put your name in the chat because we can't.
Right.
We can't see unless someone's here and they put their name in the chat,
Yeah.
right?
Right. Yes. So let's see. It's important to us to have comments. Now, I will do mini readings if I have a month, day, and year of birth. If you feel comfortable doing that, Sarah will choose a couple of them. And let's see. And we will be given a giveaway at the end of this show. So
Very exciting.
You got to go through, you got to stay with us so we can coach you through it, and you can, can join us with that.
So last week you gave us so much information about the number one and gave many readings, and it was just very exciting. And so this week we're doing what? What number are we doing this week?
We're talking about number 2. The 2 energy. So if you have a birth date 2, 11, 20, or 29, or you have any of the letters B, K, or T in your name, this will resonate. Even if you don't have what I just said, it could resonate because there could be a part of your chart that displays this number. Now, last week we talked about the number 1, and 1 was all about independence. It's the born leader, pioneer, courageous, steps outside of the box, is very self-reliant, doesn't want to rely on anybody. It's the entrepreneurial number. But all of a sudden, number 1 says, wow, this is like too much. I need a partner. So it splits off to that number 2, and 2 is about partnership. Yeah. The number 2 is a very soft number, so different than the number 1. 1 is very strong. When it walks into a room, you can feel it. You know that they're there. Both you and I have the number 1 energy, Sarah.
Yes, a lot of number 1s, right? We have a strong energy within the 1.
Yeah, you have it in your, excuse me.
The more you have, the more it amplifies, right? I'm sorry, Sue. You had mentioned that the more you have of a certain number, the more it like amplifies the energy of that
Yes,
number, right?
it does. It does. And sometimes it can tip it over to be unbalanced. So you're here working on the balance side of that. Yeah.
Do you have any 2s in your numbers?
No. No, I don't.
Do I? I didn't think that.
No, you have letters. You have the B and the T in your middle name.
Oh my gosh, I forgot I have a middle name. I'm like, no, I don't. I have a whole bunch of S's and A's. And no.
Oh, so you have 2, and the average is 1. So you have this energy within the way you express yourself, your heart's desire, your personality. It is there, which is nice
like
because
1 eats the 2. It feels like
it's softened. Yeah, well, that you have a life path and a heart's desire of one strong energy, but it softens that just a little bit. The two is a feminine energy. One is
That's not
masculine.
me.
No, I'm not.
No,
I don't have
I
that.
tap into my feminine, but so far not so good.
Yeah.
Masculine always works for me. It just works for me, makes me feel safer. And so the more I grow and learn about myself and heal myself, the more I'm comfortable in my feminine, because my feminine doesn't feel safe to me. It doesn't feel familiar. It doesn't feel like it will be safe.
Right. But we have to honor who we are. And that's what the numerology does. It helps you to understand who you are so that you can honor it. It's you came in with this energy. You came in to be strong. And thank goodness you had that strength at certain points in your life, right? But we don't always have to go at it 100 miles an hour.
What are you talking about? That's the only way, Sue.
So the number 2 is about balance. It's about balance, peace and harmony. It's very understanding. It compromises. It's very compassionate. There's a lot of love because it wants those partnerships. It does best when it's as a team player, more or less. The 1 is the captain. The 2 is the team player. 2s are very sensitive. They're intuitive, empathic. And a lot of times when a 2 walks into the room, they will stand back. They're the ones that are very modest and humble, and they're observing. But what they're actually doing is they are picking up on other people's energies. They're reading other people's energy.
Well, like you mentioned, right? We're so dynamic. We aren't just one number. We're so many numbers.
Oh, so many. Someday I'll pull in a couple of charts so that you can see some of the stuff that we read, and we have to we mull it all together, right? Just like your 2 and your 1. Your 1 would be very prominent, but the 2 is in the background, softening things up for you a little bit. Now, even though the 2s are very quiet and they're the powerhouse behind the scene. They're very good organizers. They love to gather facts and details. They love to organize. They're good managers. When you walk into that office and there's that one girl or gentleman that you want to speak with because they're going to take care of your problem or your issue. They know exactly where to go. They know who to call. They just have those answers. That's our numbers 2s. But they're very subtle about it. It's like, yeah, I can take care of that. They are the diplomats. They are very good at negotiating. Tactful. It's pretty much the glue that holds everything together. 1 says, I'll do it by myself. Don't tell me what to do because I'm not going to listen. And 2's saying, yeah, I'll listen. I'll take everybody's ideas. They're such sweet energies. Now, sometimes when we see the 2, we think they're lazy, but they're not. They're not lazy at all because they're thinking, they're doing the little things that you and I don't want to do because we're looking at the the go-getter part of it. The 2 is the happiest when it's in a relationship.
Like a pair, like 2.
Right. Yeah. Now, it said a lot of the books will say they fear being alone. I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't think it's a fear that they have. I think it's an uncomfortableness. They just want that partner with them. And that's good. Well, the other thing about the 2 is they don't like to rock the boat. Okay. They want to keep everything even keel. So when they get into relationships, sometimes they stay in relationships too long because they don't want to rock the boat.
Okay.
So that's kind of difficult. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes they have a hard time. What?
Did you see? There's Shelly is here.
Oh, hi, Shelly. Oh,
Hi,
hi. How
Shelly.
are you? Shelly, if you put your birthday, if you feel comfortable putting your birthday in there, we're going to be doing a mini reading in a little bit. And if you don't feel comfortable putting your whole birthday in, you can just put a month and a day, and I can work on your personal year.
And what were you saying also a little bit ago, Sue? Maybe, I don't know if Shelly was here to hear you or not, but you were saying something about the letters too. So that's what? B, K, T?
K, and T. The letter T. Yeah.
In your first, middle, and last name.
There we go. We got a birth date. Okay. Wonderful. Thank
you.
Okay, so
I'm gonna do it along with you.
What's that?
I'll do it along with you just for fun.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm going to finish talking about 2. Then I'll do the birthday.
Yeah.
Sometimes 2 have a hard time standing up for themselves. You know, I always laugh when I do a reading because it's so true. I'll say to the person who has a lot of 2 energy, you know, all the girlfriends want to go out and have lunch or something, and they say to you, the 2, where do you want to go? And your reply is you don't care, and you really don't care. They really don't care. They just want everybody to be happy, and then they're happy. So again, they can be very indecisive. They see both sides to a story, and this is what makes them very good counselors. They're very good at counseling.
So it's not necessarily that I'm hearing that they're indecisive. It's more that they just want everybody to be happy.
No, they can be very indecisive.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
It's very hard for them to make decisions. Yeah, they don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. They just don't want that part of the job. We'll hand that off to the number 1 because 1 doesn't care. 1's going to jump right in and make the decisions, right or wrong. We don't care because we just want to experience it. And 2 is like, no, I don't want to do that. Yeah. Now, the 2 loves music. It loves to dance. And that's because the 2 can hear the beat of the music better than most. These make great dance partners. Great dance partners. Do you dance? You and your husband dance? Have you ever danced?
At weddings, we never had an actual wedding, so we pretend like everybody else's wedding is ours. So we we dance our booties off at other people's weddings, but otherwise not so much.
You've never taken classes or anything?
No.
I love to dance. I love to dance.
Is there a specific way to dance?
I like swing. I like any type of dance. My husband's 6'4", I'm 5'2", and I couldn't get past not leading. I had to be the leader. I couldn't get past it, and so I'm dragging him over the floor.
Well, that's all that one energy. You're going to get to it.
Yes. The other thing the 2 is, which is really interesting, is they love to collect small items. They're trinkets, and all these trinkets mean something to them. If we walked into a house where there was a lot of 2 energy, there were a lot of trinkets, we could pick something up way back, and they would have a story behind it. There's a memory. They're so sentimental about everything. Everything means so much to them. Yeah. Yeah. Does this resonate with you, Shelly?
Well, I just did her numbers, and so you'll have to be there.
It does resonate.
So an 11 though an 11 never actually becomes a 2 because it's got a higher vibration. It's totally different, right? A different vibration, right?
No, a master number can only vibrate at that level for so long, and then it has to drop down to the 2. It can't stay in that high vibration, not in this earthly plane. It's too dense.
So can it sometimes then be 11 and sometimes be a 2, depending?
Yes,
then?
almost definitely. A lot of times,
11.
A lot of times people don't master the master number. And it might be because they don't know it, or it might be too much for them. So they just sit in the single number. Yeah. All right. So what do we got for? All right. So we're working on Shelley's.
Yeah, I think I'll see if I did it right. See what you get.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes.
I can hear your clock ticking in the background, Sue, and it's like so soothing.
Tick. You can hear my what?
Tick. There's a clock. You must have a clock in your office, and I love it. It's making me want to fall asleep. If my husband heard it, he'd want to run away. I would love a clock. He hates it. I love it. Oh, let me hear the tick.
Bear with me.
You're doing great.
Yeah.
The ticking just makes it sound like it's taking longer than it really is. It's like a mind screw.
Oh, Shelley just had a birthday.
Yeah. She's saying that the things that you're saying are really making sense and resonating with her.
Yeah. Yes, you're such a sweet person, because you're so caring about everybody else's feelings that maybe sometimes you don't think of yourself. All right.
Does that resonate with you, Shelley? Miss Edgecombe, does that resonate with you? Did you hear what Sue says?
34, 34, and 43.
As you're talking here, I'm trying to figure out how to share the live to my page. It does for sure. Yeah, I bet it does.
52. All right. I'm almost there, gang.
So it's funny because our numbers, right? We still have free will, and like you said, the times that we are who we are change, and we grow, and it's different. So sometimes in our life we really resonate and really are attached to a certain energy around certain numbers. Like I was telling you, like I'm not feminine. There's very little about me that's feminine. I've always been in my masculine. It's always worked for me. I've always felt safe. But now as I'm getting older, and not just older, as I'm changing and being more aware, I'm wanting to be more in my feminine, which is very weird for me. And I just don't know how to even do that yet. So I'm trying to figure out how to do that. But, a lot of my numbers have the masculine or the feminine. And so Correct. Some numbers really serve me. And now if I continue on with that, then those numbers would hinder me, because I'm changing. Like you said, we're dynamic in that way.
Energy is constant movement, right? It doesn't stop. It's always movement. And there's certain places in the chart that I to explain the pentacles and the challenges and not to confuse people, but this is what works off in the life path. And we have 4 in our lifetime, the first one and the last one being the longest, the middle 2 being 9 years each. And these pentacles switch, they just kind of altered the life path a little bit so that we're doing it differently. We're understanding it differently. I always say the life path is like vanilla ice cream, and the pentacles of the chocolate sauce, the strawberry sauce. The experience is different when we eat that vanilla ice cream. So that, there could be a change going on with you with the number 2. It could be one of the energies of the pentacles coming in. It could be the personal year.
So everyone that's here with us, please introduce yourself so that Sue knows that you're here. Yeah, please do in the chat box. That's the only way we know if you're here with us.
Yes. So Shelley, thank you for giving us your birthday. Yes, you have an 11-2 life path. Now, again, everything that I described about the 2 is with you on this life path. The life path is what makes you who you are. It's your stage that you're performing on. Now, the 11, the higher vibration, is a channeler, right? Because you have the 2 ones that are sitting side by side, but there's a void in the middle of those, and that's where the channeling comes in. So I suspect that there's a lot of times that you might go to bed at night with a problem, and then the next thing you download the answers in the middle of the night, you get up and your everything has been solved. The 11-2 could sometimes bring in unexpected situations. This is a lot of times this is in childhood, and it's about the master messenger, which is the 11-2. So it's about taking a message out to people, and a lot of times it's the experience that you've been through that is the message that you take out to other people. Your inner work is the 7, and the 7 is about self-reflection, about going in and trusting yourself, looking within. Okay, so from around 34 to 43, there was a lot going on in your life, and it could have been revolved around family, friends, community, responsibility being thrown at you. It could have been some reevaluation that you were going through, really checking in. Does any of that make sense? Oh, absolutely. Okay, good. Yeah. Yeah. But at the age of 43, that switched. And there's an energy around you that's coming around you right now that hopefully, if you're balancing it, you're out having fun. There's more people around you. There's more fun around you. You're able to share your stories with other people. And you might be having a little bit of trouble grounding yourself. So I would suggest that you work a little bit harder on that. Does that make sense? Yeah.
And grounding is so different for everybody, you know.
Oh,
some people literally need to
yes.
just be put outside. Some people need to meditate. Some people need to make meatballs. You know, everybody grounds differently and recenters differently. And, you know, there's lots of different ways.
And 11 too is just, they're the happiest when they're with people. So if you find somebody that you really care about and they're very mellow and calm and peaceful, then, you know, that's grounding. That's grounding for them, right? Now, last year, last year could have brought in something unexpected. It was a 2 personal year for you. So this was a time where everything slowed right down and you had to there was delays and things. It didn't go. It just didn't move. But I don't think it bothered you a lot because of your life path being that too. It kind of matched your life path. There could have been some times last year that people might have poked you, and it was teaching you how to be patient, how to be more diplomatic, maybe negotiate some situations. You might have had to compromise a little bit more. But again, now you jumped into the number 3 in 2024. So this is the time to let your hair down and have fun. 3 is the energy that can be very, very happy, or it can scoot right down and not want to be with anybody. So very important this year that you stay with the people that are going to keep you very optimistic and happy and fun, playful, because 3 is the inner child. It's about communicating, speaking your truth from your heart. Oh, yeah. February could have been a little bit chaotic. There could have been a lot of stuff going on, maybe some changes coming in. Yeah. Do you have any questions about that, Shelley?
So it's wonderful how the numbers can affect the day or the month or the season that you're in. Like it's like you said, it's always always changing.
Yeah, it's amazing. We can break it down into 4 periods in a 24-hour. So if you've got a meeting in the afternoon, we look at the personal day energy. We look at the pentacle, so to speak, in that time period. How do you take care of that? How do you work through that? Oh, that's nice. Yeah, numerology is very, very validating. Very validating. And again, that's just a life path. I don't know. I have to. There's so much more to a chart when we're sitting down working together.
So much. The chart gave me. I mean, it was like it opened my eyes, but it was like it looks like the periodic table of elements, like the first time you see it in school, right? It's like, what is all of this? All the atomic numbers and their weights and what they're worth and what they do. And it looks overwhelming until you just take a breath and then start the process of learning it, and then how it can work for you and what each one means and what it's for and how you can use it for your greater good. And I mean, so you could even because of your badass numerologistness, I just made that up, that you can use the numbers to know when to buy a house, to know when to start a relationship with someone, to know when not to. It doesn't mean that you are pigeonholed by the numbers, but sometimes there are better seasons and there are numbers that can help us to understand that better about ourselves.
Yeah. Oh, most definitely. I started in numerology about, probably my first reading was probably 12 years ago. I've always studied metaphysical sciences. I had the ability to see when I was younger, and I couldn't deal with it, so I shut it off at about 16. But I always knew that there was more to life than what we can tangibly touch. So I've always studied metaphysical sciences. And one day I was listening to a podcast, and I heard a psychic and a numerologist talking, and I went, I've never done that before. So I called that numerologist and asked her for a reading, and I was just blown away. I said, I've got to learn this, because it just is so validating, and it's so helpful for people, because sometimes we think there are things wrong, and it's not wrong. It's who we are. It's because somebody else has told us it's wrong. It's like that 3 energy. It's so playful and it's so much fun. And the society says, no, you must work. You must be, you must discipline yourself and focus. Well, 3 wants to call in sick. They want to have fun. So it's validating for other people, for the person I'm reading for, to hear, no, we need you. We all need, the 3 energy or whatever. So that's how my journey started.
For sure.
Yeah. And I have a lot of 7 energy. So once I latch onto something, I'm usually self-taught, and I'm so focused and driven to learn it 100%. I still study. I study with the Conant School of Numerology in the UK. And I always will study, because you just keep growing with it, right? It's scientific. It's science. There's a lot of science behind it. There's a lot of intuition behind it too. But yeah, fun.
But the numbers, like you said, a lot of intuition behind it. Intuition is a beautiful tool that I believe we're all born with. We all are able to do a lot with it. But then the numbers are like the breadcrumbs to kind of, if you choose to pick them up along the way, they kind of help guide you. But you don't have to pick the breadcrumbs up. You can just keep walking through the forest and walk right by them. You have to see, if you choose to, you can see the value in picking the breadcrumbs up. And that's what I do with numbers.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. If there's anybody else watching, you want to post in, give us a comment. Oh, that's cool. Good for you, Shelley. Yeah, keep going at it, because you can help yourself and you can help a lot of other people. Yeah.
And the numbers are everywhere, which I know Shelley is seeing and is noticing and knows, the numbers are everywhere. You can pull from the number anytime,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, our 30 minutes is up.
Well, that was wonderful, Sue. Thank you so much for this. This is absolutely great. It goes
fun.
quickly.
And next week we'll be talking about the number 3. The 3.
I love 3, the trilogy. I have a lot of beliefs in the number 3. I don't know if there's even 3s in me, but there's something about the number 3 that I just very much like.
Well, you've got that playful attitude.
Yeah, I've got something, so I'm not sure.
Yeah. Your maturity number is a 3.
Okay. That means playful? That means playful?
Oh, wonderful, Shelley. Then we will see you next week. I appreciate you joining in. Make sure you tell everybody so that other people can join us too.
We learn a lot more when there are more of us coming together.
We have a group, most definitely.
Thank you, Shelley.
All right. We'll see you all next week. Bye.
Bye, Sue. Thank you.